example 6 and 7 really put last lesson, lesson 3, and this lesson together. Example 6 says write an equation of a line that passes through the points -1, 6, and 2, or 3, -2. So the first thing we need to do is find the slope between these 2 points. So if this is my, let me go in red. If this is my x1, y1, and then x2, y2, let's find the slope. My slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So substitute everything in. My y2 is -2 minus y1, which is 6, over x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is -1. So minus -1 becomes a +1. Oops, I don't want to go that way. Go down. Okay, so my slope then, we have -8 on the top divided by 4 on the bottom. So my slope then is -2. So now I have my slope of -2, and I have not 1 point, but 2 points. So now we're going to be using point slope form because I have a slope and a point. So my point slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we have y minus, now you can use either of these points. If you use this point, you're going to get the same answer. If you use this point, you're going to get the same answer. Because it asks for y1 and x1, I'm just going to go ahead and use the point that's already labeled x1, y1. So my y1 is 6 equals my slope down here of -2 x minus x1. So again, minus a -1 becomes +1. Same 2 steps every time. We're going to distribute in our slope. So we get y minus 6 equals -2x minus 2, and then get y by itself. So we'll add 6 over, and we get y equals -2x plus 4. So we have wrote the equation of a line that passes through these 2 points. So now let's do the, honestly, again, in example 7, just an application problem here. It says it costs $175 to rent a jet ski for 2 hours, and it costs $300 to rent a jet ski for 4 hours. Assuming that the function is linear, write the equation that represents the cost y in dollars of renting a jet ski for X hours. So let's figure out our points here. Now be careful. A lot of times we want to just write these in the order that they give us. So we want to put 175, 2, but it tells me here that my X needs to represent our hours. So my first point is 2, 175. Now we're in X hours and Y in cost. So then $300 to rent it for 4 hours would be 4, 300. So make sure you are following the variables that they give you. So let's find the slope first. So this is my x1, y1, and x2, y2. So my slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That'd also be good note card formula there. Okay, so my slope. Y2 is 300 minus y1, which is 175, over x2 is 4 minus x1, which is 2. So we get 125 over 2, which is 62.5. Okay. So now to write the equation, I now have my slope. So we'll be using this bit of information, and now I have 2 points. So my formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You can use either of these 2 points, but because this point here is already labeled x1, y1, I think it's easier to use that one since it's labeled correctly. So we have y minus y1, which is 175, equals my slope of 6250 times x minus x1, which is 2. So let's solve this for y. First thing we're going to do is distribute in our slope. So I get y minus 175 equals 62.5x minus 125. And then get y by itself by adding the 75 over. So we get y equals 62.5x plus 50. So there is my equation. So it's going to cost us $50 just to rent it, and then we'll get charged $62.50 per hour. Use the equation to find the cost of renting the jet ski for 10 hours. That's my x, because we have x represents my hours. So we get y equals 62.5 times 10 plus 50. Put that in our calculator. We get 675. Word problems need word answers, or at the very least, units. So find the cost, and it says up here our cost is in dollars. It's going to cost $675 to rent a jet ski for 10 hours.